Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer, and this is The Road to the Record, where I work to achieve mastery of 10 games in a hunt for the best score of the Decathlon. If you like what you see, remember to hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. Let the games begin. This is Pro Cycling Manager 2019, Pro Cyclist Stage Racer, episode number 14. It's stage 4 of 6 at the Tour Alsace. And this one, it's going to be a sprint stage, so not much action going on early on. We are in the lead of the race right now, but it is still a very tight competition. The only reason for that lead, twofold. One, stage 1, team prologue. We took victory in that by 2 seconds. And second reason for that, I managed to get third on a sprint. After a little bit of a climb, but managed to get third on a sprint, picking up a 4-second time bonus, keeping me just ahead by 1 second of the top sprinter here in the race competition, who will probably take the lead after this race. There is one mountain stage coming up, either 5 or 6, in which to ultimately decide this race. But let's go ahead and skip towards near the end. We've got a little category 4 climb. It doesn't look like it's going to do much of anything. Just about 13k before the end, so we'll come back about 20k early. Final 19 kilometers, 5 riders in the break, and they've been having at each other for a little while here as their lead went down inside a minute. So we've seen a few attacks now. There was another attempt right there. Back in the peloton, we actually just split, and it's still close, the group behind. You can see there's only a small gap. They're likely to link back up, but not necessarily. We're actually just about to hit that category 4 climb. So what kind of damage, if anything, could be done here? A little bit. And Kroll is right there. I want Kroll to go to the front. Put a little hurting in if he could.
There's an attack in the leading group. Some riders were not giving it their all and sharing the pace.
Okay. Job well done by Kroll. Unfortunately, at the moment anyway, peloton's still together. There is a secondary part to this climb through that little saddle, and here we do see a split. Kroll out of energy, but effectively puts a little hurting in out there. That makes me happy, and now you've got some other teams
The riders are entering the last 10 kilometers of the stage.
trying to do some work. Now, actually, Kroll is the only one left that I have control over, so I'm going to go ahead and get him to relax for right now so I can at least get a little bit of a lead out heading into the end of the stage. That little uphill section allowed me to get that third place before, and with Grossu and a sprint here, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. 82 riders now back together, so it's not looking too good on that front, but oh, come on! Big acceleration, and I'm just sliding backwards. All these guys trying to move forward. And Kroll not doing anything to really help me with that. Oh, and there's Vander Took, but let's take him off the list. There we go. Put it together here. Not 99, he's going to go at 96, but let's make sure. Get clear. Can you get clear? Ah. I just put Kroll off the front. And it's already 1K. There we go. Follow. Sprint. Can I get you to sprint? There we go.
And the final sprint is off. Who's going to be the first of the line today?
Now I can sprint. But all those guys who are stronger and have more resistance than I are able to sprint a little bit earlier. See, the guy who went early, Abrahamson, doesn't make it. Looks like I could have gone a little earlier. Get 13th. Actually, it looked like it was a little bit downhill. Yeah. Just a slight downhill and makes such a difference. Normally, I can't sprint more than 600 or 700 meters without the red bar going completely away. Here, you get just the slightest downhill towards the finish, and it uses up half the energy compared to normal. That's why just the tiniest thing makes such a difference. And you know what? That's actually realistic. I like that. Makes the game a little more unpredictable. It wouldn't be fun if I went out and won every single stage, every single race, all the time. There's got to be a challenge. Especially for a rider like myself that's a non-sprinter, right? If I went out and won every sprint despite not being a sprinter, yeah. So I'm happy with that level of unpredictability that it has. And you can eliminate a lot of the unpredictability paying attention to the finest details. Oh, is that Grosu again? I didn't actually really pay attention to who it was that ended up winning. No. Or Seo. Grosu not up there, so no bonus, so I stay on top. Cool. I figured Grosu was at least going to get in the top third. Top three. Get on the podium and get some sort of bonus to move into the race lead. 17 kilometers left in this one. Peloton have lost a good handful of riders off the back. There's definitely a little bit of action going on and a little bit of undulation here as we head towards the finish line. So certain things can be done to affect this field. And I do have a few riders at my disposal for a potential lead out. Get something a little bit better than I did in the last stage. But here on stage 5, you can see it's still a sprint stage. So it's stage 6 that will decide this race. That is the mountain stage. And we go over the top of the final climb. 10K to go as we go under the banner. Peloton continuing to shrink yet further. It's still 78 riders though. Most of the field is here. And with 8 kilometers, I'm back down to just Kroll and Vandertook. And Vandertook, well, he's got nothing left in the tank. So I guess it's just going to have to be Kroll leading me out. Oh no, through the crowd. An invasion. Okay, 5K. It's just about time I start to make my move here. Start with that. 94. Kroll, don't get dropped there. Okay. .8. That seems a little far still. 3.5, that's better. 3.1. Kroll coming towards the front. I am no sprinter, but at least I could try to do something here. Kroll. Nice lead out from Kroll here. Wow, that was some good acceleration from him. And there we go, 800 meters. Sprinters going past, but I'll definitely be in the top 10 for this one. Roseo Grosu, he'll move into the race lead. Bonifacio. Grosu will take the race lead here heading into the final stage. But I'm safely into that top position. Just 21 riders finishing together. Definitely a gap, but I would imagine it's still going to come back together to that 80 or so riders, as this was a stage on the flat. And those splits only happened in the last, what was that, 15, 18 kilometers?
We've selected the following highlights for you.
Which, of course, should be far enough out for those splits to count, but you know how this game is by now. 78 riders. And yes, Grosu moves into the race lead, but I'm only 5 seconds down, and Grosu, as far as I could tell, is no climber. He is definitely a sprinter. So this next stage should not be one for him. That puts me in a good position heading into the final stage. Now there's plenty of climbers here, and we've got some of the biggest Continental Pro teams at this race. No World Tour teams, so that does give me a chance. But Cofidis, Arceus Samsic, Vital Concept, all here, and they brought their big-time riders. So riders like Ede, Ede's here, Barguil is here, Gautier, Turgis. There's plenty of names up and down this list, and all within a very short amount of time. There's Barguil. He's 22 seconds down. Grivko, 22 seconds down. So it's definitely not my race to win or lose here, but I'm certainly in a good spot as Grosu, the only rider ahead of me, and he is not a climber, so he should not be in that final grouping at the end. Now, if we're talking time bonuses, if there is a group finish on that final stage, it needs to be the guys that are 15 or less. And I still don't know most of these. I don't know about Chamber. He's a sprinter. Puncher Turgis is certainly going to be a competitor. So is Gautier. And of course Visho. Skirping, I think, has been up there in quite a few races. Bowman's will help me out. Soup Hansen, both climbers at 8. So there's a good 6 or 7 guys that could beat me out in that last stage. If we have a group finish and they manage to get a time bonus, they could beat me out that way, even if I finish in the group. Now that all comes down to whether it is a group finish. But the good thing about my position is most of the contenders, if they take 1, 2, or 3 in a group finish at the top of a climb here, well, I'll still be ahead of most of those riders, albeit a few. Chances are we're not going to have much of a group finish looking at the profile, but there certainly could be some. I mean, there could be 8-10 riders left at the end on this one. This is not hardcore climbing by any means. 151k, definitely some climbs on the day, and it will be a smaller group. But I would imagine, unlike my recent youth races, I'm not just going to go out there and dominate. Now, this is also the kind of stage that's going to have some action to it, especially at that Category 1 climb in the middle. I think the group is going to be greatly diminished by that point. The first Category 2 and subsequent climbs around that, I don't think that's going to affect the field too much, and I am a strong enough climber to be in the favorites, but you can see Arthur Visho all the way down there. You know, he's a good climber as well. So this is not like that other one where it's a significant gap between them and I. I'm among the favorites. That doesn't mean I am a favorite. That doesn't mean I will take it. I've got 100% fitness, so hopefully we'll have nice race day condition for this one. But this could be an exciting race. objective, win the stage. I think finishing top might be a little bit easier than winning the stage. But we'll see what we can do. I do have a +1 to my race day condition, and it is a solid +1. It's only a +1, but it's a solid one. So we've got 79 and 79 for my mountains and hills. I love having those level, by the way. I mean, I like getting that mountain ratings. I could probably have that at about a 78 instead of that 76 right now, based on my recent leveling up, but I love having the hills there with it. I think it makes such a difference. But that resistance, that's the big one. And it's only a 66. Stamina is not going to be a factor today, just 150k. But the resistance, the downhill, the acceleration, and the mountains and hills. I'm solid there. So that's where I've got the advantage. Here's my disadvantage. Here's where I'm probably level with others. Flat, definitely won't need that much today, as almost the entire course is either up or down. Right now we're already between 3 and 7. See, it's leveling off a little bit right now. We're using flat rating at the moment. Well, that was a short moment, but... And this is where I'll get my advantage, because this is not going to hurt me. And you can see others already getting hurt. Alright, so 8 riders off the front. Let's check into that. Who is it? Santoro? He's 37 seconds down overall. Imhoff, 25 seconds down. Whoa. Grivko. Okay, this group cannot be allowed to have a huge leash. Andre Grivko has gotten into that group. 31st, just 22 seconds down. He is absolutely a contender. Zana, Italian Zana, maybe? 32 seconds down. Abrahamson, just 17 seconds. None of these guys are down on time. Until now, finally. So 3 of those riders are down on time. They are splitting. And that is not for a climb. That is just getting over the top of that one. So hopefully a couple of those guys will get dropped and come back to us. I know that Soup guy was one of the contenders. It looks like he's going to be working today. Bargy is kind of the first one I need to find and tag for my observe. So let's see if we can spot him in the field. There he is to the right side there. Hone in on him without pausing. Not the easiest thing to do. Where is he? He's in front there. There he is. Okay, Warren Bargy. Ooh, see? Now I've got full attribute ratings for him. I did not have that. And yes! Okay! We get full resistance display for Bargy. He's on a -1 race day condition, and his fitness is 81%. You can see his mountains and hills ratings are similar to mine, but his resistance is much higher. His acceleration and downhill are much higher. So Bargy is a definite strong candidate here, just 22 seconds down. If he can pull away, he can certainly win this race overall. He is absolutely my biggest competitor for this. Him being on a -1 while I'm on a +1 helps. Definitely helps. Alright, well, there's that first lesson out of the way, and we are well on our way towards the next observe, which we'll use that on another contender. And we're about to get into some serious climbing again here. It's going to do some damage to the field. Actually, a lot of damage has already been done to this field. Field's shrinking pretty quick. 97 riders left in the peloton, and there's already quite a few riders off the back. And this is not from crashes. Col di Bagnale. 6K to the top. They're down to 7 riders on the front, so one of them fell back to the peloton. I would imagine that Grivko was not that one, and no, Grivko's still in the group. But it's under 2 minutes to them, so they should be reeled in. Vandertook out the back. Peloton shrinking. Ooh, really shrinking now. 38. That group behind us might remake contact, though. Yeah, 54. They seeing a lot of yo-yoing on the back end of the group, though. You can see everybody on my team, besides myself, is actually really struggling right now. 28 riders. Shortback's the only one still here. And he is going out the back here quickly as we hit the top of the climb. And he's just losing contact, but I think he'll recover enough to make contact again here in a moment. Possibly. He's only got one rider with them, and at the moment, that gap is opening up. So 25 riders is all that remain. I do have my next observe token. I would imagine that outside of those lead guys, the winner's going to come somewhere from in here. We have caught some of the breakaway groups. Imhoff is here. Grossu's still here. Surprising. And more riders going off the back. Turgis was one of the ones I was looking at as a possible contender. We're down to 22 riders. So at least 4 riders off the front, depending on what the lead group has. And I think there will be some coming back together before that Category 1. I'm surprised this field has shrunk this much on the first climb. I really figured we'd be at a group similar to this size at the end of this Category 1, but not now. And meanwhile, I'm still cruising. I mean, I'm at a 74 here. It's not like there's a lot of pace in the field. I blinked red there for just a fraction of a second, meaning that's about the pace. And you can see that I'm holding steady and others are struggling. 23 riders. We picked up 1 breakaway rider as we go down the hill, and I'm fully recovered. I need to get myself some water now while things are easy, because I could be alone the rest of the way. Step up my effort level so I don't get dropped in the meantime, since I was kind of on the edge of that. Just 3 riders left off the front, and of course it's Grivko, a minute and a half clear. So the 2-minute gap that's holding steady, by the way. In fact, it's grown by 30 seconds. That's Andre Grivko. The good news, though, is he is completely alone now. Completely. Bargy, Schellingberg, Solano, Ede, Vichot, let's see, top Jesper. Top competitors, mostly, anyway, are still here. Other than 3 riders in between, including the yellow jersey, okay? So that means I'm back in the virtual race lead. And, well, no, Grivko is. Grivko's got the virtual race lead. But at least Peloton concerned, it's going to be in my hands. We are going to start that Category 1 climb here. We are beginning our uphill, beginning the ascent. See, close to half these guys working for somebody else. So you can see our group drop down to about a dozen here, maybe halfway up the climb as they use themselves up. I don't want to necessarily attack because there's too much flat terrain, too much short descent. This will be a good recovery. But for now, it's the last climb, the only time where I would consider trying to attack and break away this group. Now, towards the top of the climb, if I'm really strong still, I could make a little acceleration just to drop a few. Oh, these guys are almost there. Bax and Vandenduel have almost regained contact, but they're still a minute behind. Of course, we're stretched a little bit. Santoro being dropped, and that other group makes contact. Only 2 riders left off the front. We picked up 1 more breakaway rider and then dropped 1. So our group essentially stays the same size. 2 guys there on the back end. We are already halfway up this climb. And you can see that I'm looking quite strong. Let's put in a little acceleration. See if I can leave some of these guys behind. Catch 1 breakaway rider. Grivko's lead down to 40 seconds. I'm still looking very fresh. We've dropped a few riders. There goes a few more. As long as I have a decent amount of energy left at the top here, I'll do just fine. So all I'm doing here is leaving out. Grivko's been caught. We have caught Grivko, and the gap is opening behind us quite quickly. When I hit the top, I'm going to ease off. There we go. Maintain position, and now it's just 17 riders. Recovery is not going to happen yet either. Hopefully somebody in this will want to attack. It's not showing Grivko's name, surprisingly. I know he's in the group, though. Yeah, he was... that was an earlier climb. Back to 19 riders. We pick up 2 that had dropped off the back. I have no reason to put in any pace here, but I do have reason to grab some water. Here comes 4 more coming back at us really quick. That gap is closing super fast. But I have no teammates here, so I'm not going to attack on the flat. That would be ridiculous. So the group grows. Gap behind, these guys have already closed down a minute and a half. Those 13 riders. Bax is in it, so if they come back, that'll be good.
Survival of the fittest, and evolution doesn't seem to favor those in the rear. There's a growing list of riders left behind.
Alright, we're going to speed things up for a little while. Bax is back in the group, and we're at 35 riders.
We've just learned of a fall. Let's hope that all riders will get up quickly.
I'm already recovered. That's good. And seeing a little acceleration. Make sure I've got it covered. 36 riders here, and finally there's some pace. So I don't think anybody else is coming back. 6 riders have been dropped. Four riders, no. Those 6 riders regain contact. Alright. This short, punchy Category 2 climb, I want to use... No. This climb's not long enough. And the descent's not long enough to do anything from here. So sadly, Vandenduel's gotten back. Sadly, we just need to save it for the final climb. 46 riders. Acceleration.
Look out, he's breaking away.
Put Vandenduel to the front. It's okay if he gets a little bit away. Perros, I don't have any info. He's 6.5 minutes down. We actually don't need to chase him at all. So Vandenduel, go easy. Grivko trying to attack again. I don't like Grivko attacking though. After a quick cut, we're in the exact same place. So 44 riders chasing 3. No, just 2. Perros, Grivko come together. That does make them a little bit stronger, but it's only 25 seconds. Vanderduel still leading things out. A little uphill here. You can see some of the other teams now interested in that. The downhill, not so much.
He's off on his own.
Just one rider left. It's Grivko. Perot's trying to get off the front again. Alright. No, not yet. A little bit of a flat section here. So Vanderduel at an 82, not enough. You can see that I actually blinked red there for just a moment at a 90. I don't mind if there's enough pace in the field. I want them to hurt. I don't want my guys necessarily to hurt. So we go here across the flat. And we'll try to get into the mix of guys working on the front. Taking turns. And Duel not actually getting into that. His 85, not enough pace as those guys are rotating and coming out in front of him. And he's going to run out of energy here. At least it was a good test subject for me. So, big question on how to handle this, because I'm going to be best maybe getting a lead out from backs partway up the climb, pushing the pace, pushing the tempo until he's out no more and I'm still totally fresh, and then on my own going the pace that I can go from there. I think that's going to be the best way to handle this one. So what I'm going to do now, 92 is fine, but I'm going to tell him to relax, and I'm going to follow backs, and then we'll put our focus on backs for a little bit. Come on, don't drop back, please. Stay up the field where you belong.
The finish line is getting
Thank
close.
you.
The riders have just passed the 15 kilometers road sign.
Okay. Can you get up there? Link up with him, please. Alright. So, backs in position, ready to go. He's at an 81 right now, and we're just about to hit the climb. So he is going to start pushing right away, but not crazy fast. I just want him to push. And here we go. Around this corner, up we go. Gonna go 82. That's hurting him, that's not hurting me. It's going to put some hurt in on the field. Okay, 84 for him. He's only 65 mountains. He's actually better on the hills. He's faster. So let's go ahead and push it into that range a little bit.
10 kilometers remaining.
I might attack when he runs out of energy and try to leave the field behind just for a little bit. And if they catch back up to me, it's only going to be the elite guys that catch me, and then I'll just sit on and ride with them. Trying to make sure these two bars run out at about the same time. Okay, back's out of energy. It's down to 34 riders, so we did some damage. How much further do we have? We're in this, heading into the steepest area right now. That is actually perfect timing for me to put the hurting on. We're going to attack. I'm going to take that combo of hill and mountain.
Only a few riders are capable
Okay,
of following the
now I'm already off the front.
and they keep on attacking.
So I'm going to unattack now and just go 91. 21 second gap. 27 second gap. Slow down. Down to an 84. I should be able to hold that. It's half a minute. And I'm almost through the steepest section already. 53 seconds. The gap is opening. And we are past the steepest. It's now going to start getting a little bit better. But I don't have a ton of energy left. 5K to go. I need to slow down here. 77. I got through the steepest section much, much faster. 13 riders chasing. They are a minute 18 behind. Slow down to a 75. Use my gel now. Minute 10. They are closing me down a little bit, but got a real shot here. Got a real shot. 3K to go. Don't run out of energy. Come on. 5 riders chasing. 2K to go, and I'm almost out of energy, but it's getting a little bit steeper here again. 1.7, and that's so close. 1.5, it's a minute 17. Barkey, the only one chasing now. 1K to go. Speed up a little, and sprint. The sprint lasted for just a second, but it's going to be enough. It is enough. We got it. It worked. We got off the front. We held them off. There it is. The victory. It's not a very good view of the finish line. You see a little bit behind our guys. It is Fernandez coming in ahead of Barkey. Barkey takes third. Jesper, fourth. Schelling. Vicho in eighth. Gautier ninth. I've got the overall win. I pulled it off. I got the stage win and the overall win. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to do it. I figured when I burst off the front there for that moment, and this I love having the hills rating. I love having that because it allows me to get that punchy little attack, to get a little bit of a distance, and then I just revert to the mountain rating, slow the pace, and go by pace. I can go fast either way, hills or mountains. It allows me to force other riders to ride, to work. And we got a Continental win, my second. We're also going to make that 3 with the overall. That also makes it my first stage win on the Continental level. This is not a youth race. So as we're getting late into this first season, things are getting better and better. I have no idea if this has any impact whatsoever on my potential contract offers coming in or not. Regardless, feels good. So let's get to the end of this thing. Field is really spread out, but I suppose it makes sense. I mean, the first few riders were dropped on this first climb. Half the field was dropped by this climb. More than half the field. There is a button for celebrations on the keyboard. There's a few of them. I don't know what they are. One of these days, maybe I'll learn one. Minute 20. So, minute 41 over Fernandez. Barkey takes third. Hansen fourth. Vicho fifth. Gautier same time. Same team, even. Ede, 11th. Bax takes 23rd. Of course, I used him up at the base of the climb, so I feel bad for him, but it really helped me in my mission. Miss out on the other jerseys. I do get the under 25s, of course. And we take 6th as a team with the big 3 teams on top of the team standings. Pick up 61 points overall. Manager satisfaction is maxed out. Big boost there. We're going to be resting this week. I'm actually curious, what are we at? It still shows that right now. I've been trying to measure how long does it take to get that fitness peak. Never felt it mattered enough in the previous titles, but this year it finally does. Oh, there you go. Team Index, Quickstep, Sunweb, strongest early on. A lot of 3.5 star teams, a lot of just 3-star teams. Not a whole lot of power. Where is... Wow, look how good we are at the moment, but that's because of... I'm still technically... Well, no, that's not because I'm on the team. I'm not signed with them for next season right now. There's Caja Rural, 27th at the moment. Signing with them would actually give them a bit of a boost too, but I doubt it would push them into World Tour. I actually kind of hope it doesn't. I don't want to jump instantly into the World Tour next season. Continental, up to 21st. And Super Prestige should have a big boost now. Stage and race win, there it is, 149 points. But that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. And remember, I'm aiming for the best of the best. So if you're ready to join me on my journey, hit subscribe. And tune in next time on my Road to the Record. Bye for now.